What if, on this day, you choose to ask yourself, what am I creating with my mind? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Realize that with every breath you take, you are dancing with your thoughts. The ones that you are conscious about and the ones that you don't. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, choose wisely with which thought would you love to keep dancing. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, express your gratitude for being alive. Alive and breathing. Because with the opportunity of being alive and breathing, there is also the opportunity to adjust your perspective about whatever it is that you perceive you are living, you are experiencing. Those thoughts about the things that you value a lot, and those thoughts about the things that you have no clue why that happened on your mind, or why that happened in your life. Take a deep breath in and exhale. What are you creating with your mind? Every thought that you are having, you are dancing with it. Which labels are you placing on yourself? Which labels did others place on yourself and you are still dancing with them, as instead of choosing to say, you know what? Farewell. You have served me well, but it's time to depart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, what if today you choose to declare, I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. What are the creatures of your mind? Are those thoughts ingredients that are taking you to elevate yourself into a new level? Are those thoughts from a place of love? From a place of fun? From a place of enlightenment? Or is it possible that some of the thought you wanted to make the distinction between fill the blank and fill the blank? You thought that thought was going to be infallible, and then you realized, you know what? I was wrong. I don't know what I have right now in front of me. It's okay. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, before you pass the page of your life, realize that with the opportunity of being alive, you have the opportunity to be grateful for whatever it is that you right now haven't made the distinction on how that serves you. How that serves you. Take Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Wish with thoughts. Are you at peace? Wish with thoughts. Are you at war? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, realize that if you are alive, you have the opportunity to keep choosing. With which thoughts you are going to keep dancing. What would you love to create for your life and for the life of others that you value? If you enter into a room full of your thoughts, in different ways are formed, are they allowing you that your days are big and full of potential? Or are they putting you into despair in a way that paralyzes you? Just because you don't understand what you have in front of you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, declare, I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine creatures of my mind. Everything that you have around you is a creature of your mind. And you can say, stop, X are not a creature of a mind. Products, okay, but X, no. And that will depend on your belief system. That will depend on your life, of your thoughts, because there will be some people who would immediately say, well, yes, that is the product of divine mind. So are you willing to respect others' belief about what is important to reach or not? Take a deep breath in. And exhale. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. You have no clue. You can be shouting at me or feeling the impulse to shout at me. You have no clue what I have been going through. And you know what? You are absolutely right. Thank you for being here. I do know that if you are alive, even if you are experiencing whatever challenge it is that you perceive that you are experiencing, whatever it is that you are seeing in your life and you don't understand because you thought was going to look like fill the blank, and instead look fill the blank, realize that the most important ingredient of your life is that you are alive. Once you are alive, you can choose which new labels are you going to place on yourself. Which labels have served you. However, have you ever experienced in some way or the other the same thing over and over? The same thing happened in different ways with a small variation? Do you realize that when that is happening is because deep inside of you, you haven't used gratitude to be able to be reborn, to experience a renaissance after a challenge? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. Others have it. Why won't you? Observe, receive everything that is showing up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. Do you believe you have the power? Or do you believe that you used to have the power, but now fill the blank? Is it possible that you only consider yourself as a genius when you feel some things are going exactly in the way you thought they were going to look like? And that you said something not so nice when you perceive you are not given the steps you wanted to give. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Whatever it is in front of you that you don't understand, how did that gave you ways to reinvent yourself? How does that event, how does that challenge allows you to grow? Which skills did you develop? Who did you meet thanks to that challenge? To what did you give yourself permission to go to learn? How are you maximizing that thought, that learning, that knowledge? How everything that you have experiencing is allowing you to get higher, to inspire in your new ways. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, remind yourself you are alive. Things could look kind of thought or messy, but you are alive. And that is the most important thing. That is the most important ingredient. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I elevate consciousness. I had the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate power. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine creatures of my mind. Against all odds. Realize that every time you are here, you are expanding your sphere of awareness. You are expanding and raising your level of alertness. You are expanding your sphere of consciousness about whatever it is that you perceive, that you have experienced in same ways or in different ways. And with that, you are able to reach new levels of your destiny. Because if you are alive, there are still lots of experiences that are there for you, waiting for you to give your next step, waiting for you to point out in which direction now would you love to have. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Realize you are more than one area of life: vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, spiritual, social. Inhale and exhale. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. I elevate consciousness. I have the power to determine the creatures of my mind. Blessing.